Kia ora, it's Ruth here in my backyard in Christchurch, and it is a beautiful November evening, which means it's time for my November garden update. Now my plan is to do this in two parts because I don't want it to get too long, and if you're anything like me, this time of year you end up being time poor pretty quickly. Now it's amazing, we've already had dinner, lovely barbecue dinner, and it's still beautiful, it's still nice and warm. So here's the garden as it is. First I'm going to start with something sad. Look at this. Our poor lemon tree. I'd been doing so well bringing it back from death. When we arrived it was pretty sad, and I think this is a couple of weeks ago we had this massive hailstorm and didn't cover it, so I think this lemon tree is sadly gone. If we have a look around here, my strawberries, we've got some nice flowers still. We don't have any strawberries yet, but there's definitely ones growing, well, none that are ready. There's a big one over here. Now this garden looks a little bit different. We've started pulling things out, but I haven't put anything new in yet. When I was in Auckland in the holidays earlier this year, got a fantastic book from Vicky, who is one of the people in charge of Dig It, and it's all about the companion planting as well as the crop rotation. And crop rotation is something that I've known of, but I haven't really put any time to before. Just because I didn't know enough about it. Now that I've learnt more about it, I'm like, yep, that's actually a really clever idea, but I need to put everything into practice. So I'm going to grab the book soon that I got from Vicky, that has some really good ideas about crop rotation, and see what's a good thing to put after Brussels sprouts and then after kale. So I'll show you the kale. This is what I've left just to go to flower because I had nothing else I needed to put in here straight away. And there are lots of seed pods forming. So I might actually take out a few of the plants soon because I'm definitely going to end up with way too many seed pods than what I need. But I'll also be able to give some away. Some of these look like they're already probably ready to harvest. So soon all these kale plants are going to come out, which will leave nearly a full garden bed. Down here are the blueberries. Now you can see these are all lovely blueberries that are ready to start growing. But this is only the second season that I've had these in the ground. So last season I picked off every single blueberry to give the plants a chance for their roots to grow. This year I'm going to not pull off all of them, but a good 50%, maybe a little bit more, just so again they establish their roots rather than putting all the energy into their fruit, and then it will pay off year after year after that. They've got good roots, so they'll produce more and more fruit and they'll be a lot healthier. If we come down to this bed, everything's growing quite nicely. The strawberries are nice and lush, same as the end down there. Got our beetroots that are looking nice and perky, nice and strong. Here's our kale. Looks like one is going to flower again, so I'm just going to pull out that flower. By pulling out flowers you can stop them growing, going to seed more, so we'll just see how it goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes the plants just throw a tantrum. Got our curly lettuce that we've been picking off leaf by leaf. Got our nice carrots down there, which I really need to thin because I haven't done that yet, and we need to start using more and more in salads. Here's our silver beet, and here's another one that's actually going to flower, so I'll pull off that one if I can. There you go. Now you know things are going to flower when they kind of start getting a whole lot of little leaves in the middle. For the kale, still got that in my hand, you can kind of see the little flowers already, and for the silver beet you can just see the leaves are getting really small. But the good thing is, this is all still edible, so what I'll do is I'll just bring it inside, put it in the fridge, so it's ready to use later. Here, I've got a codling moth trap. Last year, this is our apple tree, and we got lots of codling moths, caterpillars. You can see there's actually no moths in there, which is really interesting. As I said, the apples were absolutely riddled with codling moth larvae last year, and so I thought, right, we're going to get onto it. We'll put this out, and this attracts the male ones, and you know that when there's a few male ones caught, then the females will be out as well, and you can do another trap. But so far we haven't had anything, so I'll just wait and see. If it comes another week or two, I might just put out the female trap anyway, because I really want to have better apples this year. They're really good for stewing and cutting, but they just took so long to cut all the little bits out so you got the most of the apple. So hopefully this year we might be able to combat our codling moth. If we take down here, our feijoa trees are doing pretty well. Here we have our black currants. Now we've just got cardboard on the ground between them at the moment. We need to put some bark and stuff down here. Here's our early fruiting apricot with our pride and joy, one little apricot. Normally I'd take fruit off, but there's only one, so we'll see if it lasts. The tree itself will drop the fruit if it's deciding it's too much. Our rhubarb is amazing. We've still been using it, we've been doing some stewing and lots of cakes. This keeps going to flower. There's none on it currently, but we've been having to take it off every now and then. And I might just stop there and pause, because otherwise the video will become too long. So that's part 1. Part 2 will be soon, so make sure you check back if you want to see the next part, and subscribe if you want a notification. Ka kite, you'll see you soon.